Welcome to a new episode from English Plus Podcast. Today we're going to talk about why we age and whether we can stop it or not. So, can we stop aging? Well, now before we start the episode, let me tell you that we'll explore some interesting vocabulary used throughout the topic, like regenerate, blueprint, and hacking the system. These words are useful in so many everyday conversations, and by the end of the episode, you'll have some great new phrases to add to your conversations. Let's jump right in. Ever wonder why, no matter how healthy we eat, how much we exercise, or how many skincare routines we follow, the clock just keeps ticking? Why do we have to age at all? If our bodies can repair themselves when we're young, why do they gradually lose that magic over time? What if I told you that jellyfish could live forever? Or that we might be closer than you think to figuring out how to slow down and even stop the aging process? Today on English Plus, we're diving into one of humanity's oldest questions. Why do we age? And more importantly, can we stop it? Or is immortality something better left to the realm of sci-fi? Well, let's find out. So, why do we age in the first place? Think of your body like a well-tuned car. In your early years, everything is working smoothly. Cells dividing, wounds healing, energy high. But over time, tiny glitches start building up. Cells don't generate quite as fast. DNA, the blueprint of your body, begins to fray. Ever heard of telomeres? They're the protective caps at the end of your DNA strands. Kind of like the plastic tips on shoelaces. With every cell division, those telomeres get shorter. And when they're too short, well, the shoelace frays. Your cells stop dividing and enter what scientists call senescence, the stage where they're still alive but no longer functional. Another culprit? The mighty mitochondria, the power plants of your cells. They convert food into energy. But with age, they become less efficient and start leaking harmful molecules called free radicals. Think of free radicals as microscopic vandals, wreaking havoc on everything they touch. Your DNA, proteins, and cells. This process is called oxidative stress, and over time, it leaves your body with more wear and tear than it can repair. And here's the kicker. Aging is not just about biology. It's also deeply tied to evolution. Imagine if every living thing stayed young forever. There wouldn't be space or resources for new generations to thrive. Aging, in a way, ensures that life keeps moving forward, passing on the baton to the next in line. But that doesn't mean scientists are ready to accept it as an unchangeable fact. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Nature already has some creatures that seem to have hacked the system. The jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii can revert to its juvenile stage, theoretically living forever. The naked mole rat, the wrinkly little rodent, is highly resistant to cancer and shows almost no signs of aging until the very end of its life. And lobsters? They don't seem to age at all, growing larger and more fertile the older they get. So, can humans crack the code of immortality? Well, we're making progress. Scientists are exploring everything from gene therapy to calorie restriction to extend lifespans. One fascinating discovery is in senolytics, drugs designed to clear out those zombie cells that hang around when they stop functioning properly. Preliminary studies in animals have shown remarkable results, extended lifespans and healthier old age. And let's not forget CRISPR, the gene editing technology that's giving us the power to repair DNA and potentially reverse aging-related damage. But here's the million-dollar question. Even if we could stop aging, should we? What would life look like if humans lived for hundreds of years or even forever? Would we still find meaning in relationships, in art, in life itself, knowing there's no end? Or would the absence of death strip life of its urgency, its beauty, and its purpose? The quest to end aging is one of the most exciting scientific frontiers of our time, but it's also a philosophical one. We've always chased the dream of immortality, from ancient myths to modern medicine. But maybe the real challenge isn't in stopping the clock. It's in learning how to make every second, every heartbeat, and every moment count. So what do you think? If given the chance to live forever, would you take it? Or is there something inherently human about knowing that our time is limited? After all, it's the fleeting nature of life that makes it so precious, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. But now, let's move on to our vocabulary section. Let's learn some vocabulary in context. Now, when we talked about aging, we used some words and phrases that can be incredibly useful in everyday conversations. Let's go over some of them together and see how you can bring them into your own speech. First off, we mentioned that regenerate describes how cells repair and rebuild themselves. You could use this word when talking about anything that needs refreshing or fixing. For example, I need a weekend to regenerate after this crazy work week. It's not just a science term, it's great for expressing how we recharge physically or mentally. We also touched on senescence, which refers to the stage when cells stop functioning properly. You might not need this exact word every day, but it's useful to know it's related to the idea of growing old. A fun way to bring it into a casual conversation could be something like, I feel like my brain is entering senescence after too much work. That's a playful way to express mental fatigue. And now we talked about oxidative stress and how it refers to damage caused by free radicals in the body. You might hear this phrase when people talk about healthy living, especially in wellness spaces. I try to eat more fruits and veggies to reduce oxidative stress. And now you know exactly what they mean. Another cool term we used was free radicals. It sounds like rebels in a sci-fi movie, right? But it's actually about molecules that cause damage to your cells. You might say, for example, I've been hearing a lot about antioxidants lately. They help neutralize free radicals. Look at you, slipping health science into casual chat. Now, one word you'll definitely come across often is evolution. While it originally refers to how species change over time, you can use it in lots of contexts. Think, for example, my music taste has evolved over the years. Or, we need to evolve with the changing times. Evolution isn't just about biology. It's about how everything grows and adapts. We also discussed immortality, which means living forever. Now, this word pops up in stories, movies, and conversations about technology or philosophy. You could say, for example, I don't think I'd want immortality. Imagine getting bored after a few centuries. It's a great word to spark some deep conversations. A handy everyday term we used also was blueprint. We said that DNA is like a blueprint of your body. You've probably heard this word in contexts outside of construction. For example, our team is working on a blueprint for the new marketing strategy, meaning a detailed plan. Then we had the baton, which refers to passing responsibility from one person to another. We used it metaphorically, saying that aging helps pass the baton to the next generation. You might say something like, I'm ready to pass the baton to someone else on this project. It's a neat way to talk about handing over tasks or responsibilities. We also mentioned hacking the system when talking about creatures like jellyfish and lobsters that age differently. This phrase is everywhere these days, and it's a fun way to say that someone found a shortcut or clever solution. For example, I think I hacked the system by finding these travel deals. See how it adds personality to your conversations? And finally, we wrapped up with the idea of making every moment count. Well, this phrase is all about living life to the fullest, and it's one you can use in so many situations. Whether you're planning a vacation or just trying to be more present. You might say something like, I want to make every moment count this weekend. It's a reminder to live intentionally no matter what you're doing. And now to leave you with something to think about. If you could slow down aging, would you do it? Or does knowing that time is limited make life more meaningful? And what would change in your priorities if you knew you had an unlimited amount of time? Well, think about these questions and share what you think in the comments below. I will happily answer all your questions. And of course, not about questions, maybe we can start a discussion together. Well, my friends, that's the end of this episode, but let me tell you, this is just one small part of what we do in English Plus. You can explore the wide range of podcast episodes, of videos, of articles on our website, EnglishPlusPodcast.com. And if you want to unlock the full package, if you want to unlock all our premium episodes, the entire back catalog on English Plus Podcast, you can become a premium subscriber on Apple Podcasts or Patreon. With that being said, thank you very much for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell icon so that you don't miss any video I create from now on. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching again. I will see you next time, and remember, never stop learning with English Plus.